Week 5 summary is going to be interesting. I thought that week 4 was a struggle, while week 5 got worse. So at the end of week 4, I was basically feeling bad that I, didn't handle like planning my nutrition that well for our trip to Vietnam, and like with my progress pictures, I just felt like bloaty and stuff. But then week 5 happened. So the Monday, my very first day, Monday felt good. I had woken up with a new sense of purpose. Like, all right, let's still try to make sure I'm hitting my protein goals. Still trying to find good sources of food. But then that night, I got hit with some crazy food poisoning, and I just started throwing up, and everything that could come out my body came out both ends, and I was just on the floor, dehydrated and weak. And it wouldn't have been too bad if I could just maybe rest in bed all day and slowly sip a Gatorade or something. The problem was that I mentioned before that where we were on the island was just kind of there weren't that many things around, so I didn't know where to get a Gatorade. And now in retrospect, I think I could have had coconut water or found that maybe a little more easily, or even just some juice. But that morning we were flying back to Ho Chi Minh City. So while I'm lying completely useless on the bathroom floor, my husband is frantically trying to take care of 2 kids and pack all of our luggage, because of course I was like, oh, I have time in the morning, I'll just take care of it all. So he's packing all of our luggage and taking care of the 2 kids, and I'm taking tiny sips of water that are immediately coming back up. And so we somehow made it to the airport. Once we got there, it was around this time, it was maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. I finally got some sips of orange juice, to stay down, and to kind of give me more energy and to feel rehydrated again. So from there, it started improving. And then once we got to Ho Chi Minh, collapsed on the bed. There's a nice picture. Literally just collapsed and was and then I just slept and drank some liquids. So yeah, so travel was not easy. And then over the next few days, what happened was my husband then got sick. So then he was the one throwing up a day or 2 later. And then both my kids were fighting fevers. And then there was also, it wasn't the trip that we had really planned. But luckily we kind of go on a no plan when we go on trips. We don't plan oh, there are all these things that we want to do. So that was kind of okay. We didn't feel like we were missing out on too much, but we spent a lot of time just in the hotel, lying there, resting. Between the 4 of us, there was always someone taking a nap. And so I didn't get to go out and try as much food as I wanted to. I know there was a night market nearby where we were, and I was just there's no way I can stomach it. I had 0 appetite this whole week. Even after we came back Friday. So my weight has dropped quite drastically. I'm worried about the loss of muscle. And also I had no energy to work out until the last 2 days, until Saturday and Sunday after we came home. So, but I think since I still have a few months, I don't feel this is irrecoverable or anything. It's just kind of like a bump in the road and just have to figure it out. And my coach just said, you know, just focus on getting back to normal. So I was like, in my weakness, I was like, what, like, in my head, I was like trying to ask, like, what macros should I still trying to be hitting or something? And honestly, that, like, I just had no appetite. I couldn't even really keep anything down. So the great news is that I was really craving pho, and so just, yeah, we're in Vietnam and you can get a delicious bowl right there. And I was laughing because a few years ago I got food poisoning again right before we went to Paris. And so landed in Paris, and I was like, I can't eat anything. I don't want anything. And finally, after like a day, I was like, I just really want a bowl of pho. And it took us a while to find a place that had a bowl, and it wasn't like a restaurant that specialized in it. They had a lot of other different bowls of like noodle soups, like ramen. So it wasn't as good. And so I was just thinking back on that time, like, well, at least here I get a really good bowl of pho. So, yeah, so only 2 workouts, but otherwise feeling a lot better, feeling a lot more energized, and yeah, I just can't believe that happened on our trip. And now I know, I think, so we suspect that maybe it was the ice cubes that we had in a lot of the drinks that we were drinking in Vietnam. I've heard a lot of stories that a lot of friends who have gone to visit have kind of been affected the same way. So yeah, our weak stomachs just couldn't handle it. And so I'm a little nervous. Again, we have another trip coming up. I just don't want to get taken out like that again. So physique-wise, I guess I don't feel as bad as week 4 since my weight is down, but it's probably down just because, like, there's nothing in my intestines or in my stomach. So I really want to, I'm still trying to get back to normal. Hopefully we'll get back to normal, like normal nutrition, normal like energy for workouts soon. Anyways, I'm grateful that nothing worse happened. Like, we were really fortunate. Our hotel room was really comfortable, so it was actually really nice to like just take it easy and relax. The food was really good. We went out each day just basically once, you know, like just went to a little shopping center nearby, took a walk, or we did the touristy thing. Went on the double-decker bus, which my son loved. He loves cars, and just took a nice quick tour of the city while we could still sit and like not expend too much energy. And yeah, little things like that. So I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have really experienced more of the city, but the time that we had was fun, and then I'm grateful that nothing worse happened and that we're on our way to being healthy again. So I was so excited that one of the few times that we were out, I went to a convenience store, and it was a GS25, which I had also gone to in Korea, and they had our good old chicken breasts. So I took a picture because I was so excited, but my stomach was like, no, you're not swallowing a bite of that. So I didn't eat it, but now I know, at least here, there are some options there for some quick on-the-go grab, like some protein, some easy protein there. So not too much else to update for week 5, and I'm hoping, I can't wait to get back to normal for a week, hopefully for week 6. Okay, thanks. I'll tune in again for next week.